How long is this?
It's about a minute.
It's like a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, we could just, honestly, we don't even have to talk.
Yeah, just play that as we sit here and look in no way ethnically similar to the music.
It is Iron Skillet week, Rob.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry if either of those teams were good ever.
Well, we are the Outside the Top 25 show, so
That's true.
we should really just go full in on the Iron Skillet. It's the best trophy in sports. You can cook on it. I wouldn't want to clean it.
Yeah.
Not a fan, personally.
Of cleaning a skillet?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cast iron.
It's a whole process.
Fucking bitch. It is a fun rivalry, especially outside the top 25. Although, if you want to get into just like fun rivalries that aren't top 25, that's like, I feel like the Big Ten has 1 million trophies for every rivalry. Like Minnesota and like Iowa have a trophy.
Paul Bunyan trophy. There's
Yeah.
fucking, like, yeah, every Big Ten game has either like some boot, some
Yeah.
axe.
The Big 12 was very similar. I know like Missouri and Iowa State have a telephone trophy that they used to trade. It's fucking dumb.
I'm a fan of, like, I think some Big Ten team has like a stump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Minnesota situation.
Minnesota only plays for trophies.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
They won't show up unless you promise them a piece of... They're like a troll or something. Like they need a piece of treasure for you to like be lured into the stadium.
And nothing will be as good as the civil conflict, so.
No. Is that dead? Oh, yeah. That's
You got to think it's dead if UConn's going to the AFCS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. R.I.P.
Who was it, Bob DeMacco or... Who was their old coach that created it?
Fucking no. It was UConn UCF.
I know.
It was fake.
I know Scott Frost left the trophy on the bench.
There are like randomly selected softball leagues that have more heated rivalries than that fucking college football rivalry. No one cared. And it was a horrible, horrible name. But I don't care about that.
No. We don't even play this week.
You know what wasn't horrible was your record last week.
We did all right.
Why don't you brag on yourself a little bit?
Went 10-6 last week. Last week you went 8-9. Not as good.
Not as good.
Not worth the air horn for Rob.
That was my first week under 500. The first week either of us went under 500.
Yeah, I'm 32-21-1 on the season. So if you're keeping track at home, that's 60.4%. Thank you.
Is that pro level? When it's 60%, you're pro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the golden number, 60%.
Okay.
Yeah. Rob, unfortunately, 28-23-1, 54.9%.
Yep.
Do we have like a boo sound effect? No, I don't think we do.
Just play the crime corner. Yeah.
There it is.
I was gonna say. It's all that scream. It's like the female Wilhelm scream is better than a boo, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we both hit our money line picks though last week.
We did. Mine was a layup. I don't know how that line even existed.
We played it safe. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I took K-State at home against Nevada. You took Minnesota.
They were on the road.
Yeah.
But Colorado stinks.
Colorado is very stinky.
Yeah, and I don't know how they were. I mean, I guess people for whatever reason, the altitude, or at least in Colorado, is a bigger deal when you're playing the Broncos than when you're playing the Buffaloes. Yeah, I guess it makes a difference in Utah, but Utah's just. I don't think that's the altitude. I think it's just a weird state that people don't like.
I think it's the people around you.
Yeah. It's too many. It's like not Children of the Corn. Was it Children of the Damned with Kirstie Alley?
Yeah.
With like the
I'm just going to agree with you.
Yeah, with like
because I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like Village of the Damned or something like that. Kirstie Alley. It's all these like gray-haired children with glowing eyes. That's playing in Utah.
The more you reference it, people still won't know it.
Yeah, people are tuning out as we speak. I went 1-0 in our first annual.
Yeah, Children of the
Or
Damned.
first weekly Fight Club game because you didn't believe in LSU against the mighty McElwains.
I fucking didn't, and now I guess I do. I do actually now. I don't like Miss. I was gonna say at some point in the show, I was looking through the lines for our money line dog this week.
Yeah,
and I don't like Mississippi State even as a home dog.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. But I'm just saying
we'll be able to talk about both our schools for the foreseeable future. Obviously, we're not playing this week, but
yours is never leaving at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Mine could go on a heater, and you never know.
You know, when you have the ball with 20 seconds left and it's a tie game and you're in field goal range, you don't expect to lose in regulation.
No.
typically.
No.
And you don't expect to lose your starting quarterback for probably the whole season.
Not even on the play that mattered.
No, on the play that didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
It's like I was telling you this earlier in the week. It's like when Ryan Howard against the St. Louis Cardinals grounded out to first base at the end of the series and then tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
Essentially what Dylan Gabriel did with his clavicle.
Yeah. On a
Just got thrown down on a pitching.
On a shitty lateral play that was never going to work.
No.
He ended his season.
And honestly, it felt right.
It did.
Felt right to be back. In the
What does UCF really
depths of hell?
What does UCF really hew closer to? That Furman loss or that national championship that you guys claim? What really like
It's the George O'Leary line.
Yeah.
It's like he bookended his career with 2 0-12 seasons, but he also won the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. And went 12-0. Well, right before?
No, it was 12-1.
Okay.
That was a year that we beat Penn State at Penn State, and we lost that South Carolina team with Connor Shaw, Mike Davis.
That was a good South Carolina
Lattimore.
team. Yeah. That was a very legit side. I think
They ended up number 5 in the country.
4, I think.
4 or 5, yeah.
No, it was 4 because they beat Mizzou that year, and Mizzou finished 5th in the country, but we won the East because they dropped like a dumbass game at like Tennessee or something.
And we whooped Bill O'Brien's butt chin ass.
Yeah.
In Happy Valley.
People forget. He was the one that brought Penn State back from the showers.
Well, he tried. Him and Hackenberg and Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
My only memory of that game was we were going around looking for merch for the game, and they're like, "Oh, that's funny. We only do that for the big games." And then we whoop that ass. Anyway, we're not here to talk about UCF because they're not playing this week.
Well, we are kind of here to talk about UCF because it's outside the top 25. But yeah, not this week.
Not this week. We're not even in the top 44 according to the AP.
Well, who is?
Yeah. So here are the others receiving votes: TCU right outside, Liberty, Virginia Tech.
Do you think TCU is going to sneak in, or Liberty is going to sneak in this week?
We'll see.
Liberty might. I mean, they
TCU has not impressed me.
No, most of these teams haven't impressed me.
TCU though, Liberty both undefeated. Virginia Tech coming off a loss to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Okie State, Maryland, Arizona State coming off a loss. Texas.
Fuck that. Fuck that Texas is getting votes.
58-point win against Rice.
Here's the thing, is a lot of people took the week off.
The Owls.
A lot of people took the week off. They were like, well, I won't vote for Texas this week. That was a bad loss. And now they're giving them votes again for no reason. They're, 6 spots, 7 spots outside of the top 25 again? After just beating the shit out of Rice?
Yeah. They're always, like we said, they probably won't finish the season outside the top 25 because they can just win 2 or 3 games in a row and they're
back, and they're right back in. They're right back in. The people voting for Texas this week, they're the same type of people who like won't vote for Ken Griffey Jr. or Greg Maddux in the Hall of Fame because like
100%.
No one should get 100%, which did end up happening already at some point. But like, yeah, that's that type of person. So they took a week off from voting for Texas. Like, well, I won't vote for them this week out of principle. But next week, I'm checking that fucking box again.
It's a brand play.
Yeah,
Respect the brand.
It's fucking dumb.
Then we got USC, San Diego State. Sneaky San Diego State.
No.
Then we got West Virginia, LSU, Kentucky, BC, Wake, Texas Tech, Stanford, Memphis.
It's insane that Tech's getting votes.
3-0.
I guess.
They're just, people are looking at records at this point.
They are, yeah. There's a lot of lazy voters.
And then Louisville, Wyoming.
It's insane that Louisville's getting...
It got 1 vote.
Okay, that's... What an asshole. But fine, fair enough.
Probably a UCF writer.
Yeah.
Probably from the Orlando Sentinel.
I hope it's a UCF writer and not a Louisville writer. Feels like a Louisville writer, but who knows?
Nah, probably not. Fatal 4 update. Pretty simple. UConn, UMass, Rice, UNLV. On the bubble for me, Arizona, Florida State.
Dude, Arizona is awful.
Florida State's awful.
No. Florida State had a freak loss. Arizona is just getting shit pumped.
Florida State just got shit pumped by Wake.
I get that, but that's still a Power 5 team. Like, Arizona's getting... Didn't Arizona just lose to Northern Arizona? And not on a freak last play where the defense was bad.
Yeah. They just lost to
They just lost.
Northern Arizona 21-19. Our boy Hayden used to play for, I believe they're the Lumberjacks. Northern Arizona.
Like, let's be honest. Like, Arizona is pretty down already. So losing to BYU, that's totally understandable. BYU's ranked 15th now. Losing to San Diego State, that's a respectable G5 program. Losing to Northern Arizona, and again, not on like a Jacksonville State, like, how did that receiver break it off situation?
Arizona should never be good, but they should never be this bad. They should always
never be
win
this bad.
7 to 8 games every year. You just get like a bunch of guys that want to go party.
We'll call it 5 to 8. They don't need to make a bowl every year.
They should make a bowl every year.
I don't expect them to make a bowl. It depends. Well, that depends on their out-of-conference schedule.
Solely off the campus situation alone, they should go to a bowl game every year.
I agree with that. I don't know why you would.
You get to recruit all the California kids. They should, it should be a great school.
Well, you're just complaining about the whole Pac-12, really, in a nutshell. Like how, there's no real reason that anyone would rather go to like.
It's not like there's academic standards at Arizona. I mean, it's a little bit better than Arizona State, but not really.
Not really. But I mean, it's better, but yeah. I agree with that. The only ones I would think would maybe be in there is Colorado State or
no
Ohio.
You think Ohio should be good? The Bobcats? Just because they're a good party school?
No, I mean just in the Fatal Four.
Oh, in the Fatal Four.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Colorado State did lose to fucking Vandy.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking rough. I mean, Vandy might even need to be in
there. They
there.
might get 100 put up on them against Iowa. Like Iowa might.
Yeah.
Try. We'll see.
Iowa, it's really bad when you're thinking about an Iowa school and you're like, dude, they might score 50 points. Not because Iowa schools never score 50 points. It's just like I don't know what could stop them.
It's because you're disrespectful of Iowa this year. We get it. I recognize Iowa as a state. I recognize them as a real threat in the Big Ten.
I am not disrespectful of Iowa. I'm always disrespectful of Iowa State. I never believe it. I went to a school. I went to a Big 12 school. I have seen that shit up close.
Okay.
Never buy it.
I understand that, Matt Campbell.
Yeah.
Kirk Ferentz, though, it's one of those years where he's going to just win 10 games and get another 10 years added to his contract.
Yes.
That's what he does every 4 or 5 years.
Because if he doesn't do this, he'll die.
Yeah. It gives him energy.
Yeah. Kirk Ferentz is going to live to 112.
Some news outside the top 25, of course. Can't be talking about Iowa for too much longer.
No, because they're ranked.
I know. Rutgers cornerbacks Max Melton and Chris Long have been suspended after being taken into custody for aggravated assault with a paintball gun. Shiana men.
Who'd they shoot with a paintball gun?
Haven't really, not too many details, but yeah, I think they lit up, a house or something with a paintball gun.
I've done that.
Yeah.
In college.
Or I guess a person if it's aggravated assault.
Well, yeah.
It must have hit somebody.
One time, there was this fraternity house across the street from us, and these dudes they would get shit-faced all the time and lean out the window, this one window that was facing us, and they'd either scream at us or they'd scream at people walking by, like mean shit to just like random chicks or to us or to whoever, and it was really fucking annoying. And that went on for like a month and a half. And one day I was me and another guy were like, God, I can't fucking take this anymore. It's so annoying. Like I'm trying to smoke a cigarette on the front porch, and this guy's just fucking screaming at me.
Yeah.
So we went up to like a 3rd-story window. It was all lights off. Just took this guy's paintball gun, who I was friends with, who was in the fraternity or whatever, and just waited till they leaned out the window, and just unloaded a whole fucking hopper into there.
Yeah, during ZBT's Tiki-themed party, they were right across the street from the parking garage for Sterling Central. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we just took paintball guns and lit them up.
Yeah. And in fact, that same fraternity, a different time, I was on the front porch smoking a cigarette, and all of a sudden I heard like, and then I saw like paint, and I was like, no, and then like literally it was like jamming the door code. It was like, no, like 5, 7, like trying to get them back in as like paintballs were exploding around me. That's normal. That's just college guys. That's just college shit.
But Shiano don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Undefeated Rutgers going into Michigan this week. Can't talk. We already talked about that game. Of course, you can check out the inside the top 25 preview that we did with Ross and Dan. But we got some week 4 picks for outside the top 25 starting Thursday night. Got a dandy.
That's a fun Thursday night game.
It's a fun game. We got Marshall catching 7 at App State. Over under is 59.5.
That's I don't know anything about I don't know about the over under on that, but like
Okay, well, let me give you a little info on the game.
Okay.
Marshall's actually second in the nation in offense behind Ole Miss,
okay,
averaging 604 total yards a game.
okay,
Grant Wells for Marshall has been slinging it clearly. And he's a little reckless with the ball, so he's thrown 5 interceptions already through 3 games, which could also add to more points. Mm-hmm. You know, he throws a fucking interception in his own territory.
okay.
App State's been kind of middle of the road, both sides of the ball. Chase Bryce has been pretty whatever. Yeah, I mean, App State's a better team, but I think there's a potential for points here.
You like the over?
I do. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Over sounds nice. I won't take it. I don't totally buy it. What I will do is buy a half point and take App State by at least a touchdown.
So 6.5. You're taking
Yeah,
App State.
App State 6.5. Half
Okay.
point for sure. I like that.
I don't know if I necessarily dig that pick at all. Really, I think Marshall could probably win the game. Not going to do it. Just going to take the over.
You know, Marshall lost at home to East Carolina. I'm not really in love with that team.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I do like, and App State gave fucking, I know Miami is fucking mediocre and not ranked anymore, but like, Miami should have handled App State, and they didn't, because App State doesn't fuck around. Like, App State's it's really weird. Like, that Michigan game in 2007 was like the catalyst, and now it's kind of like Gonzaga when they made their first tournament run or whatever, and they just kept. Now it doesn't matter who's on the team. Like, they all care about the uniform that they wear, and they're like, "Fuck this, we always show out." They're obviously not Gonzaga level basketball to football, but I feel like they don't lose a lot of games that they shouldn't, and they should definitely beat Marshall by a touchdown. So I'm going to take them.
Yeah. What do we feel about Chase Bryce's career trajectory, going from Clemson to Duke to App State, just failing down?
Actually, well, he's failing downwards, but he's also like rolling upwards the hills of Appalachia,
Yeah.
right? Like he's like receding into the mountains.
Like, it was full down going from Clemson to Duke, but then you got a little momentum, so you went a little uphill with the App State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just getting more podunk by the transfer, I guess.
He's pretty whatever. They would have beat Miami if they actually had a good quarterback.
He's pretty whatever, but I still just like App State. Like, App State at this point is like a G5. You can always count on to hire good people and just be a tough. I don't know. Fuck Marshall. They lost to East Carolina at home. Fuck them. App State absolutely wins this game by a touchdown.
Okay. Next game
Plus, Thursday night, they know that their focal point, TV, like, if this was an 11 a.m. game on Saturday, I would be less inclined to think that way. But Thursday night, maybe the biggest game, or maybe like a game people are going to be watching Thursday night. I like App State to show out.
So you think this is going to be a Flight 932 for Marshall?
I don't think it'll be that disastrous.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like asking me like if every New York Mets game is going to be a 9/11. Not really. It takes a special type of thing to be a 9/11.
It is to most Met fans, though.
Yeah, I mean, Mets
They take
fans,
it a little too seriously.
Mets fans are living in a perpetual 9/11 of baseball fandom.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Wake Forest +4 at Virginia on Friday, over under 68.5.
I definitely don't like the over on that. That is a lot of points.
Really? Well, Virginia's second in pass yards per game and 5th in total offense.
That's fine. That's still a shit ton of points for teams that aren't like elite.
Virginia, Brendan Armstrong's got 11 touchdowns already, only 2 picks. He's kind of throwing it all around. Like, Virginia's opening it up under Bronco Mendenhall. I have no idea where this came from.
Yeah, I get that, and they put up a lot of points on UNC. Like, that was a shoot. I mean, they were never really in the game, but they put up a lot of points, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And obviously they shit pumped Illinois, who sucks. But
and Wake's pretty solid, 3-0. They haven't really played anybody. That includes Florida State.
Yes, it does include Florida State. They haven't played anybody. Wake Forest hasn't played anybody because they've played Florida State.
They ain't playing nobody, pal.
Well, I'll get to that. Don't worry, I'll do my
R.I.P.
Phyllis.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
She's dead.
in a car accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think maybe a kid died in that car accident too.
The good die young. Talking about Phyllis.
Yeah. No.
Only the good die young.
So what's your pick here?
I do like Virginia to cover that. I'm not even going to bother buying points. Like I'm not going to go deal with buying a whole full point on that. I think Wake Forest is getting some points here because they've looked. I mean, Virginia is not that far removed from, some pretty good years. And like you said, like I don't know, I like their coach, and yeah, Wake Forest it's just been a weird year for Wake Forest so far. Virginia.
I'm feeling a little adventurous today. I'm going to take the over again.
You're going to take the over.
I'm going to go back-to-back overs.
Look at you.
Danny Under's going over today.
All right.
Yeah. Next game, Liberty -6 at Syracuse. Over-unders 52.5.
Liberty feels. I never feel super comfortable betting on Liberty because I'm like, is this the week that Liberty's going to fuck me, that I got too excited about Liberty? I had to wear a jersey because of their basketball team. Syracuse sucks. I don't really want to bet this game. I guess I'll say this. I'll buy a half point. Maybe Liberty wins by 2 field goals.
You're taking Liberty -5.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Malik Willis, doing the damn thing again for Liberty. So far, they're perfect against the spread and in real life. You're really going to buy a half point on a 6-point line?
Nah, whatever. I'll fuck with. Yeah, no, I won't buy a half point. I'll take the -6. Whatever.
Right.
Worst case scenario, it's a push. Syracuse sucks. And you can't imagine that any fucking. Like, they're not going to have a crowd for it. No, there's no home field advantage there. Liberty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Syracuse.
You can take the.
I'm going to take the home dog.
Money line? Is this your money
No,
line
I'm
dog?
taking home dog plus the 6.
Okay.
I'll take the points. I don't know if they win the game on the field, but I do believe they cover. If anything, they lose to Liberty by a field goal. Syracuse covers at home. Next up.
I mean, Liberty, the one thing I'll say about Liberty, like, yeah, Troy played them pretty close, I guess, but, like, they want to show out against any Power 5 team they play, and they only play 2 this year, the other one being Ole Miss.
Yep.
So they need to beat the shit out of some Power 5 team.
Yeah, and Syracuse is terrible. No,
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
But whenever you kind of like fight up, you really see the difference in the offensive and defensive lines, and that's really where the game's won.
Yeah, maybe.
Trenches boy.
But if you're from upstate New York, if you're a team from upstate New York, that might not be there. In fact, if anything, Liberty might have the line.
Better linemen?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Next up. Ooh.
Here we go.
Here we go, Rob.
Here we fucking go.
Mizzou. -2 at Boston College.
That line has moved to -1.5, by the way.
Okay. Well, we'll switch that then. 1.5. Over-under's 59.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
They ain't played nobody, Dan.
Mizzou?
No, Boston College. They ain't played nobody, Dan. They ain't played nobody. Here's who Boston College has played so far.
UMass?
Colgate.
Hey, Colgate. It's a tough team.
51-0 Boston College.
I think Colgate played 4 teams last year. That was sick.
Temple. Colgate, UMass, Temple. They have not played a team south of Philadelphia.
Nor should they. Boston College should only play in the Northeast.
I did some actual reading on this game because I was curious about it. Boston College is good, no question. Their starter's out, Jerkovich or whatever his name is. His starting quarterback's gone. They have the number 20-ish rushing offense in the country right now.
Well, they got a top 10 offensive line, yes.
And Mizzou has not been able to stop the run so far. But here's the fucking thing. They haven't. When a lot of people say they haven't played anybody, they're talking about Auburn having only played like Mississippi State and then like, I don't know,
What?
Arizona State in a non-con or something like that. Like that's what they're usually screaming about on Paul Feinbaum.
No, they usually talk about a fucking G5 team.
Or they're talking about Ohio State. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Boston College, I don't know that they've actually played anyone. They've played 3 like ghost teams. Mm-hmm. They haven't played real human bodies.
Well, tell me who Missouri's played. You've played the Mighty McElwains. Didn't cover. LSU covered.
That
you guys
line
didn't
was
cover.
that line was too big for us.
Too big for you guys?
Yeah.
Too big to fail?
Yeah. We've played Kentucky, who we were
Kentucky's good.
possession away. We had the ball.
They were beating
driving to
most
tie
of the game.
Driving to tie the game.
Yeah, but kind of garbage time, right? You guys were down 3 scores for most of the game.
Was never garbage time.
Yeah, it was kind of garbage time. Right?
Never, ever, ever, ever.
You guys were out of the game the whole time.
Yeah. Go lose to. I guess we both lost to Kentucky schools. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
By a touchdown.
That's true.
Cheers. Wow, that's kind of cruel fate. Yeah, man. Missouri wins this game. Boston College ain't played nobody. Boston College also has. They're like one of the worst defenses of giving up passes of over 20 yards.
Okay, let's make this our Fight Club game of the week.
I figured it would be. Kind of figured it would be.
Yeah, I'm going with our fucking Eagles, man.
Yeah. Mizzou probably. If you can find an alt line of Mizzou winning this game by a touchdown, I would take that.
Mizzou is trash. They're going to get their fucking ass beat. Boston College is going to run the ball down your throat. It's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome.
Tyler Beatty has over 200 yards of from scrimmage, rushing and receiving. We win this game by like 10 to 12 points. 10 to 14 points. Maybe full 2 touchdowns here.
Nope.
We're going to fucking shit pump Boston College.
You won't.
It's not going to go well for them.
You guys aren't good.
Are they good?
Why do you keep having this like perception?
Are they good with their backup quarterback?
The quarterback doesn't matter for Boston College.
Giving up more.
It's not like Matt. It's not like it's Matt Ryan.
Giving up more 20-yard plays than almost anybody.
Next man up.
Yeah, right.
Next man up.
Yeah, Missouri wins this for sure. Definitely take that line. Like, I mean, that's 1.5. That's great. I love that. I wasn't sure until I read the preview for this game, like just seeing the stats or whatever. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. We win this game. No problem.
Not a doubt.
Yeah, without no doubt in my fucking mind.
Okay. Dude, weird stuff happens in Chestnut Hill. Just does. Next up, we have LSU at Mississippi State. Over-under is 56. LSU is -2.5 in Stark Vegas.
I like both the over and LSU to cover.
Really? Both these defenses are really good.
Yeah, and
LSU leads the nation in sacks.
And they keep scoring a lot of points, though.
And tackles for loss.
They keep scoring a lot of points.
Well, they played Central Michigan and McNeese State. That's who they put points up against.
Yeah. How many points did Memphis put up against Mississippi State? I know 7 of those were...
Was it 28?
It was 31.
Is that what the final score was?
Memphis won 31-29.
Okay. I mean, it was kind of a bullshit kick return, I thought.
It was. There was one kick return, but LSU scored 27, 34, 49. I like them to score. And and it's a Mike Leach team. I like the overs under 60. I fucking like that.
I know. Well, last year too, Mike Leach came in to LSU, I think a 2-touchdown underdog, and won the game outright.
LSU fucking sucked last year.
They suck this year.
They were worse last year.
Same team. It's like Max Johnson was the fucking quarterback.
Same coaches?
More or less.
No, defensive coordinator is different. I think the offensive coordinator might be different. I can't remember on that.
Either way, I'm going Mississippi State. We disagree.
Thank God.
Thank God. I'm fucking going to pull away from you so hard.
Are you, you don't like the over?
No, I'm not going to touch the fucking over-under, but I'll take Mississippi State. If anything, I would lean under. Because I think Mississippi State does have a legit defense. So does LSU. But can't really get sacks against Mike Leach offense. Because he throws the ball within, like, the first 2 yards.
Yeah.
It's like 1-2, bang, it's gone.
LSU's definitely covering. I don't trust Mississippi State. I was watching a lot of the Mississippi State-Memphis game, and I know that touchdown return was bullshit, but man, Mississippi State they moved the ball well, but like when they were in crunch time on that goal line in the end of the game, like they just looked shitty.
BT Bates makes a good point. Even when
dumb.
LSU is bad, they still have 15 NFL starters.
They do. Yeah, they fucking do, but that's the problem.
And that is why Coach O's getting fired sometime this year.
Yeah, He did what he needed to do. He got them a ring. That's what LSU does. Like, they have a shitty coach that gets them, aside from Saban, a shitty coach, get him a ring.
No, on your take. Go ahead.
Saban sucks.
Saban sucked.
Yeah, Saban's garbage.
Until he got to Alabama. He's a system coach at Alabama. Bad in Miami. LSU, carried by the players.
There you go.
Come on, go ahead, say it. I'm not saying this. You're saying this.
I'm not saying shit.
Okay.
I love Nick Saban.
Nick Saban's the
yeah,
guy,
LSU covers, and I do like the over on this.
Texas Tech, catching 8. Here in Austin, over under 61.5. Tech's quietly 3-0.
Yeah, very quietly. Because who the fuck have they played?
Well, they beat Houston week 1. I know that.
Tight. Like a Dana Holgrenson team that is in fucking shambles right now.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, there's just nothing there.
They're just checked out till they get to the Big 12.
Literally.
Yeah.
I would buy a point on this just to be safe, but I think Texas actually kicks the shit out of them.
You're not buying Tyler So being your typical Tech quarterback?
Actually, you know what?
Transfer from Oregon.
Fuck buying anything. Texas wins by at least 2 touchdowns. I think Texas kicks the shit out of Tech. This is angry Texas.
Oh, now
This
you're
is-
buying into Texas.
This is vote. No, this is just vote getting Texas. This is annoying Texas that beats the shit out of their little brother teams that aren't good. This is stat padding Texas, which is really Texas's whole existence, right? They're stat padders.
Yeah. Bijan Robinson did pretty much all the work in that 58-0 win against Rice. Casey Thompson didn't look super good. Kind of him and Carter, they're not great. It's not like they have a great offense.
Who?
Texas.
They've got a good enough offense.
That's fine.
They score.
They should score on this fucking Tech team.
Yeah, Tech's not good. Tech is fucking awful. Tech is getting, the only reason this isn't a double-digit line is because Tech is 3-0 and because UT got shit pumped by Arkansas. That's it. That's the only reason. You're taking Tech.
Rob? I am taking Tech plus 8.
I can't wait to catch you this week. I can't fucking wait.
Or
Thank God we're disagreeing with each
I'm just
other.
going to be like uncatchable. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's one or the other, I guess.
You're going to be down real bad.
I'm going to have to start doubling down, like taking over-unders on every game, too, just to double my stats, like Texas does against shitty teams.
You're just going to start taking both the game and the over-under for each game.
On every fucking game. Yeah.
You're going to have to eventually. All right, next up, the Iron Skillet. SMU, catching 9 at TCU, over under 65. Who you liking this game?
It's a rivalry game. Neither team's that good. Give me SMU to cover.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I think SMU covers. I don't know that they win.
The series is TCU's up 50-47, so 97 games all time.
Pathetic.
So 50 wins, 40 losses, 7
Pathetic
ties.
numbers.
7 ties.
Pathetic numbers. They're only up 10 wins. SMU was literally beheaded for like 15 years.
Yeah, but you got to think they dominated that era. The Pony Express? Come on.
And you're only up like 10? Like, it took so long for SMU to get anywhere near back to relevance, and they're only up 10.
They probably didn't play each other that much, like, in that time frame.
They've been playing for 100 years.
Yeah, that's true. You think Oklahoma regrets letting Tanner Mordecai go? The way Spencer Rattler's playing?
No, I don't.
Just had to ask it.
Because Lincoln Riley is apparently, from what I've heard, a huge asshole who probably doesn't have regrets. Like, if he got divorced and it was his fault, he wouldn't regret it. I never saw his kids again. He wouldn't regret it.
Do we want to talk about how we think he might not be a good recruiter, Lincoln Riley?
I'd love to talk about, and I've talked about this before, I don't know that he's a good coach. They've gotten worse every year under him. They've gotten worse every single year under him.
He's a good coach. I think he's a bad recruiter. Anyway.
Well, that would explain, if you're a bad recruiter in college football, then you are a bad coach.
TCU starting to shift more to a run-heavy offense. Max Duggan kind of been disappointing. Zach Evans had a career-high 190 yards versus Cal 2 weeks ago. They had the bye this past week, so they've had 2 weeks to prepare for SMU. SMU just won a game on a Hail Mary
So?
against La Tech.
I just like Sonny Dykes, too.
I like Sonny Dykes. I do.
And this game's usually pretty good. Like 9 is a lot, man.
It's a lot of points. And
For-
TCU has not been super impressive.
No.
I will agree with you here. I think SMU covers.
Oh. Look
Throw
at me.
the record books out.
Yeah.
Rivalry game.
It's fun too, and also the SMU, a fair amount of SMU like faithful that like they. I mean, it is a home game for TCU, and the crowd will be more TCU for sure. But like, SMU fills it up. SMU comes across town for that,
Yeah, no, it'll.
and it's certainly
It's the Iron Skillet.
Yeah,
Rob.
and it's certainly not like
You don't just sneeze at the Iron Skillet.
a lot of the road. I know we give a ton of credit to crowds, and we should for road games, but like a lot of road issues for teams is the travel, right? Like they're uncomfortable, they're staying in hotels, blah 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 blah. They just traveled. Like you're only there for 2 days. Like
I
you
think it's
don't,
the atmosphere.
you don't spend the week
Typically
there.
the fans, right?
Yeah, when you've got the children of the damned staring at you in Utah for sure. But like there's no travel as far as road problems go. All the travel's taken out of it.
I don't know. You got Dallas to Fort Worth. That's quite the drive. I mean the amount of construction going on 35.
Getting to a Rangers game from Dallas makes me want to kill myself, and you got to go past Arlington.
Yeah.
You got to go even further than that. So
Siri, Google Maps loses his mind.
Yeah.
When you're on I-35 by Dallas.
that's fair. Still think SMU covers, as do you. So
Yep. All right. Next game: San Jose State catching 3 at Western Michigan. Over under 63. Western coming off a huge win against Pitt after Pitt just beat Tennessee. So transitive property. Western Michigan is better than Josh Heupel.
well, everyone's better than Josh Heupel.
Correct. San Jose State survived Hawaii on the island. Pulled out a little 17-13 win, I think. Didn't cover. The over came nowhere close because neither team could really score.
Yeah.
Nick Starkel's been low-key trash for San Jose State. They haven't been very good, their offense. On the other end, Caleb Ellaby starting to find his groove, starting to fill it up in the stats.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Western here.
Man, they dropped 44 on Pitt.
Yeah, Pitt's a good defense, too.
44,
A good,
41.
at least a good defensive line.
That's fucking wild. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me.
No.
They had what? God, like 150, 160, 70 rushing yards. Man. I wanted to take
Western's sneaky.
I wanted to take the under on this
Maybe
game.
Michigan's not as bad as we thought because they kind of put it to Western.
Yeah, they fucked Western up. I actually think Michigan's pretty good.
We'll see.
I think
We'll see.
Why wouldn't this be the year that Michigan makes a playoff?
Of all the years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be this year?
No, they'll watch them just go undefeated until the Ohio State game and just get wrecked again.
You get their hearts ripped out of their assholes.
Just like 62-0.
100%. And you know what I hope happens in that Michigan game? When Ohio State rips their hearts out, I hope C.J. Stroud plays like a golden god. Just like a boy.
Hopefully he makes it to that game.
like a boy if
because if the Ohio State fans have their way, they would have C.J. Stroud like executed in the public square right now.
Yeah, they would hang him up by wires, throw tomatoes at him, full Mussolini situation.
Right. And then behead him.
Yes.
Yes.
All of those things.
Yes.
And put their fucking trash god Quinn Ewers in there.
Yeah. And then once he throws an interception, they'll be
And-
calling for the next kid.
And interception.
And interception, yes.
And intercept. One interception.
God, they're the worst fans.
They're not good. I've never asked Ross this about the big nut. That fucking guy.
Oh, the fan or the
the fan. The giant, the big nut or whatever the fuck his name is.
Bucknut?
Just like the saddest man alive.
Just the guy that's all
Like
painted up?
he makes Fireman Ed look like an alpha male, like stock trading.
Yeah, he's just overweight, Fireman Ed.
Yeah, he is.
Painted red.
Fireman Ed looks like a
Seeing red.
competent adult compared to the big.
It's a great
nut or whatever
unwritten
the
law
fuck.
song.
Give me the under on this game, even with Western Michigan going bananas.
I know Giorgio got that reference. Hell yeah. Seeing red. Wait, who are you taking in this game?
Just the under.
Taking the under. I don't know if I like. Well, San Jose State's offense has been kind of. Yeah, actually, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I don't really know about.
I'm not going to take it, but I will take Western -3. You're
Yeah.
taking the under.
Yeah, I don't know about the line, but yeah, I like that.
All right. Washington State catching 14 at Utah. Over-unders 54.5. News broke this week. Charlie Brewer has left the University of Utah. Cam Rising has been named the starter for Utah, the transfer from Texas.
Okay.
Poor Charlie. Big Charlie Brewer guy. I hope he finds whatever he's looking for.
Which is
Probably should have stayed at Baylor.
yeah. Typically, that's why Utah.
Yeah, it's weird to like. That's the school you pick to transfer to
Yeah.
and start for immediately. Like I get it's a Power 5 program, but yeah, well he also was in Waco, so I guess it's not that different.
Waco is the Utah of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, God, fucking Waco.
So maybe he's just that kind of cat.
I fucking guess, dude. I don't have any faith in Washington State, like at all.
Nor should you.
Just give me a half point.
I mean, they're
Traveling to Utah. Give me I'll buy a half point.
secondary's bad. They rely heavily on the run game. I don't know. Rolo's probably got bigger problems in his life than the football team.
Yeah, just a little bit. There's nothing good going on with Washington State right now. I will take a half point just because I would rather win than push.
Yeah.
So 13.5 Utah covers,
Okay.
and it's like a lame game too, right? Like you're never you don't enjoy it at any point watching it.
No, I'm gonna stick with the under here. 54.5.
All right.
That's too many points. I don't think Washington State and Utah are going to score that much, especially new quarterback Cam Rising's whatever.
Yeah. And does Utah ever, like the state of Utah, since Urban Meyer left, does that ever seem like, do you ever trust an over in that state?
No.
Yeah. Like
No.
it doesn't, that whole state just feels like a fucking dead zone for overs.
Right. Especially when the Samoans on the defensive line start rolling
Yeah.
and they just tackle for loss, tackle for loss, tackle for loss.
Overs are for people who drink caffeine.
Right. Which I am right now. But I'm going to take the under.
And I'm drinking alcohol. Two things not allowed in Utah.
Next up, Louisville Cardinals. -2 in Tallahassee. Over under 62.5.
This game kind of fucks with me, dude. I don't know what the fuck's gonna like. I have watched 2 Louisville games almost wire to wire, and I have no idea what to think about that team. And I watched the Florida State Notre Dame game where Florida State looked competent. I know they lost, but then every game after that they've been like tripping over their own dicks. And I know we always say like, and I know Holloway likes to say there's no transitive property in sports, blah blah. If there's one sport where there is even mildly a transitive property, it is college football.
I tend to agree with that. Here's the thing, though. Cunningham got hurt at the end of that UCF game. It was burning us all day with his legs, right?
Yeah.
Kind of seemed like he pulled up, kind of like hurt his hammy or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like the next series, their receiver threw a touchdown, so that was cool. Love me a good trick play. I don't know what his status is for this game. I don't know if it matters. I think this is a very typical. I'm just going with this because we make fun of Florida State fans now, even as UCF fans, because of the position they're in. But pretty soon, I think after this week, I think Florida State gets their first win. I think Florida State's going to be like, well, at least we didn't lose to Louisville. That's my logic.
I agree. I like Florida State as well.
Because
Like,
like,
really,
now we won't even be able to fucking dance on the Florida State graves
Yeah.
because they're going to beat Louisville and then be like, at least we didn't fucking lose
It's
them.
fully on. And also, how many times has Florida State gone 0-4? Never, right?
If they do, does fucking
When they were-
Norvell get just
when-
canned immediately?
You have to.
You don't have to.
I don't know, man. It looks pretty bad. They were a women's college before they went 0-4.
It is Tallahassee too. They got to. I think is Travis playing in this game because McKenzie's not looking very good. McKenzie's been trash.
It's because he only has one leg.
Yeah.
The other leg is all lies and stem cells and 3D printed bullshit.
But we agree. Florida State.
Also, it would be funny if your team lost to Louisville, but then Mackenzie Milton's team beat Louisville.
It'd be appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we get like a half win? So it's like 1-1.
You do
for
not.
UCF?
You get nothing. Yeah, you get nothing.
Cancels it out. We're actually still undefeated.
I think Florida State wins this game. They get their first win.
Same.
Also, Norvell just can't lose this game. Like, there's no world, even if he doesn't get fired, there's no way Norvell can afford to lose this game.
Yeah, let's go through their fucking schedule right now and just be like, this is a game you cannot afford to lose. If they start 0-4.
I mean, they get Syracuse at home after that, but then they have UMass in 2 weeks.
But they got North Carolina
who
after
will fuck
Syracuse.
them up. Clemson will fuck them up. NC State will fuck them up.
I don't know if Clemson's going to fuck them up, especially with their offense.
I think Florida State's that bad.
NC State, Miami, Boston College, Florida. Like
they might end the year on a 5-game losing streak.
They might win 2 games this year.
Yeah, they can't lose this game.
No, you gotta win this game. So both in Florida State. Next up, we have UTSA at Memphis, over under 68.5 or 68, just 68. I marked this as could be the game of the week.
You were excited to watch it for sure.
I think it's gonna be fun.
That's fine.
I think they're gonna dump in points.
Dumping in
points.
You should have saved that for the next one.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think it's gonna be super fun. You get to see Frank Harris. You get to see Seth Hennigan, who's just been kind of lighting it up for Memphis lately.
Yeah.
I think he's a true freshman. So that's scary. If Memphis has a semi-decent season, he's got at least another 2 years.
Memphis is the team that's going to fuck up Miami's year. Or not Miami, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I can see that.
They're going to fuck. They were the stepchild left out, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were left out. Everyone else got in. And I know Houston's the bigger market and probably the smarter play for the Big 12, but I don't know, man. Memphis is a fun, cool school. I like Memphis to cover for sure.
Okay, I'm just on the over.
Yeah.
68. I think that's easy.
That's fair.
Memphis is going to score probably 45 themselves.
Yeah.
So just need UTSA to score 24, 25. Next up, little basketball blue blood bowl.
Yeah.
Kansas catching 16 at Duke.
At Duke.
Over unders 57.5.
Give me Duke.
That was quick.
Give me Duke.
Should I write Kansas with the lowercase k for you?
Thank you. Yes, that'd be great. Duke. Didn't Duke go up like 21-3 on Northwestern last week?
Yeah, they won by 7, I think, 20 or 30-23.
Yeah, so
Northwestern might suck.
Right. But here's the thing.
Duke's real bad.
Kansas is even worse.
Well, yeah.
So if Duke goes up 21-3 on Kansas, don't expect Kansas to pull it back in.
We disagree.
Hey, what do you know? You think Kansas covers?
I think Kansas covers.
At Duke?
Yeah.
I actually think this might be a
You think
game.
that's a home field advantage?
For this, I do, because it's 2 basketball school. I think they kind of get up. I think
they should play in Cameron Indoor.
They should. I think they get a little up for it, to be honest. Like I think Duke fans get a little bit up for this game, but mostly Kansas is that bad. And if Duke was, I know Northwestern sucks, and I know I know that Duke sucks too, but if they're doing it's a Pat Fitzgerald team, and if they put up 21 unanswered on them at any point, Kansas is fucked. Duke wins this game by 20.
You don't believe in Lance Leopold?
I don't believe in anything at Kansas.
No, I think he's gonna. They'll be in the game. Duke's not good. Kansas.
Duke isn't good. Kansas is even worse.
Kansas is terrible. And for that reason, I'll take the 16 points.
All right.
I'm not going to take their money line, but
right.
They can cover 2 touchdowns.
You would think so.
Against Duke?
You would think so.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, you would think so.
Rock chalk.
And by the way, if Kansas scores first, somehow smash that live line.
Okay.
Go bananas on it.
Cal plus 7.5 at Washington. Over unders 46. Both these teams look bad. Although, Washington kind of came back this past week, just shit pumped Arkansas State. I think that says more about Arkansas State.
Yeah, it probably does. But Washington still started the season ranked, and I don't think they're fully.
For no reason, really.
I get that. And preseason
It's somebody wanted to throw a Pac-12 team in.
Preseason rankings are dumb and all that stuff. But I I like Washington to cover. I'll buy a half point because 7.5 is an annoying line. But I like Washington to win this game by a lot.
Okay. Do you think Justin Wilcox is on the hot seat for Cal right now?
Does Cal even care that they have a football team anymore? Like, did those students really give a shit?
No.
Does Cal,
Berkeley? Do you think Berkeley doesn't give a shit about their football team? Same as Stanford?
I think Berkeley's worse somehow. I don't know how.
The band is on the field.
Yeah, like, who is there anyone clamoring for? First off, I think they're still like, if not the boosters, the students at least are still like just high on their own supply for the fact that Aaron Rodgers is still in the like they're riding off Aaron Rodgers fumes and Marshawn Lynch fumes. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how thirsty they really are for football success. I do not like. Yeah, I don't even know what a hot seat at Cal looks like.
Okay.
Is there just like two Cal like board regent people who actually like sports who are like in a corner like, all right, we'll tell everyone else what to do. Like what? Who gives a shit
Yeah.
at that school?
I don't even think they're paying attention because I think Chase Garber's been there for a decade. So like no one's even looking at his eligibility.
Yeah,
That's how
no one knows.
unimportant Cal football is.
No one knows.
I don't know, man. I mean, his calling cards defense and Sacramento State seem to put up points on them and yards. So their defense ain't very good. Their offense ain't very good. Dylan Morris hasn't been super good for Washington, even in that win last week. This game sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
I'm gonna take the under again.
The under 46?
Yeah, no,
Holy shit.
this game's gonna be like 20-17.
I will say this: Washington did start stringing together some good drives against Michigan like 2 weeks ago. I watched the second half of that game, and they were starting to move the ball a bit against Michigan. Like they made it an okay game. And Cal sucks. Yeah, I mean, I think Washington. I don't like that under. I'm not going to take the over, but that's awkward to me,
Okay.
especially because Cal is such dog shit. And also, again, this is why I like college football. It's not like the NFL where you just need to win, right?
They got to win impressively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington wouldn't mind winning an impressive game.
Washington doesn't matter anymore, so they don't care.
Their coaches do.
They just want to win the game. Jimmy Lake is not
That's fair.
gonna. I mean, if this was fucking Peterson, yes.
Yeah.
Just Jimmy Lake. He's not that good of a coach. Colorado plus 14 at Arizona State. Over/under's 44.5 because Colorado has no offense.
They do not score points. That's the only reason A&M was able to pull out that fucking game where they couldn't figure out how to throw the ball without their starting quarterback.
Defense is pretty good, but it's always on the field. So
Always.
always 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Colorado defense fucking gassed by the second half. Got to think Jaden Daniels going to run it up. I think this line's 14. It's a big boy number, but coming off a loss, I think Herm kind of pulls out his dick.
Arizona State's problem was not offense
No,
at all.
no.
Like
I think KSU covers.
I do too. What was the line? 14?
14.
Let me buy a half point on that.
You're the worst.
I don't like those lines. I mean, it's a push, whatever, but yeah, I'll buy a half point on that.
It's dumb. It's unnecessary. Just take the 14.
Why? I'd rather make money.
Fine. Oregon State, last game on the dock, catching 12 in LA at USC. Over/under is 61.5. Right now, Jackson Dart, all-time great quarterback name, by the way. Jackson Dart.
That is a good name.
Status is uncertain. Came in for the injured Keaton Slovis against Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of almost Keaton Slovis. But Slovis is getting reps again because Dart's injured right now. What do we think about this game?
If it wasn't for the injured quarterbacks, I'd love the over.
Well, are you saying like both of them are hurt, so they're not going to be as effective? Because both of them can kind of put up points.
Yeah, I still like the over. Like, honestly.
Because Oregon State does dump it in, too.
Yeah, they both dump it in.
I like what
we like to say
what Smith's doing right now.
As we like to say in our basketball podcast, yeah. Well, Oregon State always scores. Yeah, I like the over on this. S&P Plus has the over hitting by like 10 points, by the way.
Yep.
So that's pretty fucking good.
I will go with the over, and I will also take Oregon State to cover.
You doubling down on it?
Plus 12.
Okay.
Yeah, just like what Smith's doing right now. I like this Oregon State team. They got like they're like, you know, they're fiery, you know? They got that like the turnover chainsaw.
I liked I mean, I know it was only against Hawaii, but I did like what I saw against Hawaii. Like they didn't let up. Like they're a foot on the gas type of team. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they don't fuck around. Like they like to keep slinging it and everything like that. So yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
All right, who you got for your random pick of the week?
I love Hawaii to cover their 17 against New Mexico State.
Hawaii minus 17 against New Mexico State?
Yeah.
Okay. I will write that down. Why?
Because New Mexico State's fucking garbage.
It was 17 and a half?
No, it's 17.
17?
Yeah. I like that. I mean, Florida State would be my other, when we talk about the money line of the week or whatever.
So you'll lock that in right now? Money line pick of the week is Florida State?
Yeah.
All right. Florida State.
Can I give you another one? But we can't, it doesn't technically, I mean, we can count it on this show for the stats or whatever, but there's a ranked team involved.
Who's that?
I like Baylor. Money line.
Against Iowa State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mean.
Yeah.
They're mean.
Baylor's mean.
Since it is a ranked game, though, I cannot count that.
That's fine, but I do think Baylor beats Iowa State at home.
Okay.
Does he lose points for bringing up ranked teams?
Yeah, he actually gets 10 L's for that.
10, yeah, it's 10. Oops.
I'm just kind of going through this right now, just seeing what games.
Oh, by the way,
Toledo, Ball State. No, thank you.
you know another one that I don't want. Actually, when I say Hawaii, fuck that. I'm changing it right now because I forgot about this one.
Oh, well,
I forgot about this one.
5 points from Gryffindor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know how we say Tulsa always covers?
Yeah.
That's only as a dog.
Okay.
Arkansas State covers 13.5 against Tulsa.
Plus 13.5 against Tulsa. Okay. I hate that. Tulsa hasn't won a game yet.
So you think they're going to murder them?
I feel like it could be a letdown spot too. They were in that game against Ohio State.
They were.
So it might be a good spot to bet against Tulsa.
That's my gross pick. They do always cover, but it's only when they're dogs.
Yeah.
Like they like. In what world is 2 touchdowns a good line for Tulsa?
It's not.
Ever.
It's not.
Yeah.
No. Arkansas State's real bad though.
I get that. I do get that.
Used to be my NCAA football team. I would always take over the Red Wolves.
The Red Wolves? Dude,
Create a dynasty.
Missouri they did a home and home with them at some point a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it was one of the worst games I've ever watched because Arkansas State's stadium is not used to having TV cameras
Okay.
or set up to have TV cameras. The angles were awful. People kept walking in front of the cameras. Like it was like they didn't know that you could have cameras in the stadium. One of the worst games I've ever had the displeasure of watching on television.
Rob, you'll never believe this, but I'm going back to the Wyoming well.
You do love them.
My Wyoming Cowboys, minus 30.5 against UConn.
Okay.
Yeah, lay the points. It's a big boy number, but it's UConn. I think they're starting like a record number of freshmen for this game. Yeah, I think Wyoming kind of runs them off the field, probably like a 49-0 win against UConn. Yeah, give me the Cowboys minus 30.5 for my rando pick of the week, and I still got to do my money line pick, right? Let's kind of go through here. Just looking at it right now.
He likes to do it live, guys. He likes to do it fucking live. Oh,
Trying to get a feel right now. Go ahead.
hold on. I'm swapping out my Florida State pick as well because we already talked about that. I have another one that I like better.
For money line?
Yeah.
Money line can be a game we already talked about. That's fine.
Okay, but I like another one too.
Okay.
I like UAB at Tulane.
Okay.
I'm chucking Hail Marys up this week.
Do you want both, or do you just want the
I'll
UAB?
take both.
Okay.
I already picked Florida State either way, right? So fuck it.
Yeah. It's Florida State and all right. Feel that. Illinois, Purdue, no thank you. Kent State, Maryland, nah. I want to kind of get ballsy this week because I played it safe last week. You know what?
You taking Colorado?
No. No, I already bet against Colorado. Remember?
Yeah.
I'll do it. Plus 500, 5-1. Kansas beats Duke.
LOL. All right. I'm going to be so pissed if that happens. I'm going to be fucking furious.
Why? Why do you care?
Well, A, fuck Kansas, and B, fuck you. So.
Fuck Kansas. FKU.
Yeah!
Woo!
Rock, chalk, suck my cock.
I don't know. I just feel this game feels like a rock chalk kind of game. It just feels like Kansas is going to pull one out.
It wouldn't surprise me. That'd be the type of game they're annoying for. The only upside, or the only thing that makes me think they won't, is that they're fucking awful.
So is Duke. Duke's terrible.
You don't understand.
No, I know. I know how bad Kansas is.
You don't understand.
Even when they're this bad, though, there's one game where they sneak up on you.
Really? Because before they won a game like 2 weeks ago, they hadn't won in a year and a half.
They also kind of give Coastal a game.
No, they didn't. They didn't even cover.
They kind of give Coastal
They didn't
a game.
cover.
For like a half.
They didn't cover.
For like a half.
They didn't cover. What? No.
Listen.
They didn't cover.
Coastal's a wagon. That's why.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. I can't wait for Duke.
I don't
to
know.
win by 30.
I want to get ballsy. I'm taking Kansas.
That's fine.
They're a 16-point underdog.
Well, I
5-1. Sure, take it. Sprinkle that bitch.
I took 2. I gave you 2.
All right.
So
Well, I think by taking Kansas, that might as well count for 2.
that's fair. That is fair. I'll give you that.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Make sure to leave a review. Drinking Bro Sports, outside the top 25. Mention us by name if you want in the review. Would love that. Of course, check out our history podcast, Softcore History. Had a really good episode this past Monday.
Very good episode. We're recording another one tonight for next week.
Because I will be out of town. So make sure to, go. It's evergreen content. Go ahead and listen to the whole catalog. We've got plenty of episodes. Leave a review there, too. Softcore History.
History is evergreen.
So, until next time, until next week, for Outside the Top 25, I'm Dan Regester. Rob Fox.
We hope to see your shitty school.
That we do.